Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'een. Amma ba'du fa'a'uzu billahi minash shaytanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Inna ad-deena 'inda Allahil Islam. وقال تعالى: لقد كان لكم في رسول الله أسوة حسنة لمن كان يرجو الله واليوم الآخر وذكر الله كثيرا. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: من لا يرحم لا يرحم، أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. رواه البخاري ومسلم. صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم، ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين، والحمد لله رب العالمين. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي رب زدني علما. Before we start, inshallah, brothers can quickly stand up. So if there are any gaps, we can move forward, fill in those gaps. Once the lines are complete, we can sit down, inshallah. If there is any space, inshallah, please move forward. It's cold outside, so as many brothers as possible, inshallah, we try to accommodate inside the masjid. Jazakallah khair. My respected elders and brothers, the hadith that I mentioned in front of you, it's a hadith mentioned by Imam Bukhari and Muslim rahimahullah. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam was sitting. Aqra bin Habis radiyallahu an was with him. Hussein ibn Ali radiyallahu an passed by or came in the majlis, the grandson of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and he kissed him, meaning Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam kissed him. When Aqra bin Habis radiyallahu an saw this, he said, I have 10 sons, and I have never kissed any one of my son. I have 10 sons, and I have never kissed any one of them. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam replied, Man la yarham la yurham. The one who does not show mercy to others, Allah will not show mercy to him. Jo dusron par rahm nahi karta, Allah us pe rahm nahi karta. So this tells us now in another narration, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it says he stared at him. And then he said, if Allah has taken out rahim, mercy from your heart, I cannot return raham and mercy back to your heart. Okay. So this hadith has two, in other words, basically this hadith is a very comprehensive reply of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And just for today, two things we learn from it. One is what is the value of being merciful to others? And second is what should be our dealings with our kids and with our children. Children, especially when growing up, need to receive affection from us, love from us, good treatment from us. Back home, those of us who are from back home, migrated in this country, sometimes we think the way our parents brought us up, alhamdulillah, they did a wonderful job, 101%. Whatever me and you are today is a result of two categories of people. It is our parents and it is our teachers. But sometimes the time, the atmosphere, the environment, that the age requires a little different approach. Fundamentals will remain the same. Quran will not change until the day of judgment. The hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam will not change. But sometimes the approach has to be a little bit different. More elaboration is needed as compared to the way our parents used to speak to us. Compared to that, a little more elaboration and tafsil and detail is needed. Back home, even if our parents did not say this, and never said this, or maybe rarely said this, that we love you, we knew they love us. But here you have to say it from your mouth to your children, that I love you and I care for you and I think for you. You have to say it also, and you have to show it to them by your actions also. So this hadith is an example to us that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam by action showed mercy and love and affection to his children and to his grandchildren. In this age, when a child, boy or girl, is growing up, if they don't get the required love, affection, and bonding that should be between the parents and the children, once they grow up, a vacuum will already be created. Depression is one of the things that comes into existence because of this. Lacking this feeling that my parents don't care for me, the lack of bond. When my children are growing up, I'm so much engrossed in my job, I don't give time to them. When they are 15, 16, 17, about in high school or in their teens, in other words, the vacuum has been created. Then I come to the Imam, and I say, my child doesn't listen to me. My child doesn't respect me. This is the reason that when it was time to give them time, we did not give them time. The love and affection that they require from us, and this is their right upon us. This is their right upon us based on this hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It contributes towards negativity. Another hadith of Bukhari, Nu'man, just to elaborate and make us understand it better. Nu'man ibn Bashir radiyallahu anhu said that when I was young, my father held me in his hand, Godme, and took me to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he said to him that I have given this orchard, this garden, hiba, gift to this son of mine, meaning Nu'man ibn Bashir. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam inquired, have you given the same amount of wealth to your other children also? He replied, no. In one narration, he said to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I want to make you a witness on this, that maybe after my death, the other siblings will say, this is not yours. So I want to make you a witness on this, that I have given this orchard, this garden, to this son of mine, Nu'man ibn Bashir. So when he replied that I have not given it the same amount of money to my remaining sons and daughters, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, take it back. Take your hadiyah and your gift back from this child. Either give the same thing to everyone, otherwise take it back. This is the mafhum of the hadith. And before saying this, he asked him a question. Do you want all your children to be obedient to you equally and to serve you equally? He said, yes, I want all my children to equally be obedient to me and to equally serve me. He said, then take this gift back. Why? Because this gift will create animosity in the other siblings. That this brother of mine, this sister of mine got this wealth from my father, and the remaining did not do. So this is how Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us that sometimes people have this misconception. The girls get half of what the boys get. This is not in life. This is after death. These are the laws of inheritance. These are not the laws of life. While alive, whether it's your son or whether it's your daughter, both should be given equally. And if a parent does not distribute the wealth equally in his lifetime, it's not haram. If he makes a decision, it will be implemented, but it's wrong. The ulama tell us, based on these ahadith, one example I gave you, this is wrong. You are creating rifts and problems and animosity amongst the family members. The family will fall apart once you leave this world. Maybe while you are alive also you will see this. So these are the rights of the children, and this is the treatment we should give to the children. And even as far as the other aspects are concerned, forgiving others, having mercy on others, we should have this yaqeen and believe that nobody will snatch away my rizq from me, my sustenance from me. Sometimes a person ends up in the same business as me or you. We start having this feeling that ye mera karobar chori kar le lega mera hissa. He will take away my business from me. I should not share the expertise or the tips with him. He is new in this field. Maybe he comes to me and seeks consultation. I just give him examples here and there. But if I share my things with him, he will take away my business. No, nobody can take my and your business away. Because it is not that he is giving me something, it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not a single morsel can be snatched from a person, not a single morsel. Forget about business deals. Okay? Whatever risk Allah has written for me and you, we will not die unless we have consumed that risk. Whatever money Allah has written for me, we will use that penny and then we will leave this world. This is what the Quran and the ahadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam tell us. And this should be my and your belief. This should be the yaqeen and the belief of a believer, that whatever sustenance Allah has given me, nobody can snatch it away from me. Okay. Apparently, it seems that that person harmed me. Sure, he harmed you, and he will get the consequences from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but it was written in your destiny that you will face this harm. You will have to bear this harm. So we should learn to forgive. I'm just pointing in 2 minutes. Those of you who know this part of history would understand right away. When the kuffar of Makkah, the pagans, tried to defame Aisha radiallahu anha and accused her of something that she did not do, that na'uzu billah, she committed something wrong when she was returning with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam from an expedition. Allah revealed in the Quran the ayats in Surah Nur that she is clean, she is pure. This is just an accusation. So it was not the pagans, the munafiqeen, the hypocrites accused her. Because of the hypocrites accusing her, a couple of the Sahaba radiallahu anhum got affected, and they also believed and participated in this, that yes, Aisha radiallahu anha has done this. One of those amongst the Sahaba radiallahu anhum was given a monthly, he was given money to support himself. He was poor, by Abu Bakr radiallahu an. So when Abu Bakr radiallahu an found out that whom I support on a monthly basis has accused wrongly, not true, it wasn't something that Aisha radiallahu anha did, it was a false accusation. He stopped the money from the next month as soon as he found out. Allah revealed the ayah that, do you not love that Allah forgives you? Abu Bakr radiallahu anh heard this and started crying that, yes, I love that Allah forgives me. So Islam emphasizes so much on mercy. If we learn to be merciful with our non-Muslim neighbors, we learn to be merciful with non-Muslims at our job places, so many non-Muslims would have accepted Islam by now, and I'm part of this, that this is the fault in me also. It is the actions that bring people towards Islam, it's not our words. Okay? So this is what is being told to us in this hadith, that we should learn to be merciful. Another incident, and I'll wrap up. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed away. 2 or 3 days had passed. Asr Salah finished in Masjid al-Nabawi. Abu Bakr radiallahu an was the Imam. He left the masjid with Ali radiallahu an. Hassan or Hussein radiallahu an, one of the 2 grandsons, were playing outside, as kids play outside in the playground. He picked up Hassan radiallahu an in his hand, Abu Bakr radiallahu an, and smiled, and then said something to Ali radiallahu an. So the reason of my mentioning this is 2 or 3 days had passed away. Imagine the burden of the demise of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam on the shoulders of Abu Bakr radiallahu an. This was such a huge incident that a person of the caliber of Umar radiallahu an took out the sword, and he said, if anybody says that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has died, I would chop his head off. He went to the skies to communicate with Allah, as Musa alayhi salam had gone to Mount Tur, and he would return back. It was the speech, the khutbah of Abu Bakr radiallahu anh that calmed him down, and he put aside his sword. So such a burdensome day, but as soon as he saw a kid, he picked up that kid and showed mercy, as is the teaching of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When kids come to the masjid, or kids come to a house, or wherever we are, how much mercy do we show? What treatment should we give? It is said that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to return from expeditions. People used to stand outside Medina Munawwara to receive him, and they would make their kids stand in the front, because they knew Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would pick them up in his hands. In other words, treat them in a very nice manner that the kids loved to see Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the reason of sharing this today was, it is the rights of our children that we should show them mercy, we should show them love and affection. This does not mean that don't stop them from doing evil. Don't try to fix their shortcomings. No, this is not what I'm saying. There has to be guidelines. You should tell them that if you do this, then this will happen. So then they would know. Once they break the rules, as in this country, you go in the classroom, especially in the elementary grades, there are rules and there are rewards and there are consequences. Those who have been in the field of teaching know this. The students know, you follow the rule, you get the rewards. You don't follow the rule, you get the consequences. So likewise should be the environment in our house. Those of us who are back home know this. Whenever my and your parents used to yell at us or scold us for something we did wrong, we knew that today we would get something. Because they would scold us, but then they would know also that my kid is not feeling good. In other words, is guilty or is embarrassed. So that night the ice cream would come home. A small gift would be given just to cheer that child up. Ahnaf rahimahullah, Muawiyah radiallahu anh complained to Ahnaf regarding Yazid. We all know who Yazid was. So in his life, Muawiyah saw this, radiallahu anhu, and he complained to Ahnaf rahimahullah, a great tabi'i, how should I deal with Yazid? What was the reply of Ahnaf rahimahullah? The parents are like soft earth and the shade-giving sky for the children. Cheer them up. If they become annoyed with you, make them happy. If they break a rule, correct them also. But don't become so stiff and hard with them that they make dua that, oh Allah, let my parents leave this world. Or they try to run away from you. So a balance has to be created. Fixing the mistakes also, but at the same time not compromising the love and affection also. And how would we learn this? For this we have to go to the ulama. Ask them. Make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and automatically we will learn this. Whatever was said and heard, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the understanding of these things. Ameen. A few announcements. Dr. Salman Haq has passed away. It's the request for dua for his maghfirah. Likewise, Ilyas Sheikh Saab's father-in-law passed away in Pakistan. And likewise, the Grand Mufti of Pakistan, Mufti Rafi Usmani rahimahullah, just passed away a few hours ago. He was 86 years old. And he was the son of the first Grand Mufti of Pakistan, Mufti Shafi Saab rahimahullah. So may Allah, all the marhumin whose name we took, and Mufti Saab's, also may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive their shortcomings, and may Allah grant all of them Jannatul Firdaus. Ameen. Jazakallah khair. And one more announcement. Islamic Relief is conducting a fundraiser for the reconstruction of the flood-affected areas in Pakistan. It is not this coming Friday, the Friday after it, not the Thanksgiving Friday. The Friday